Hello and welcome to 10-Minute Tabletop News. I'm Devin, and here are the 3 biggest stories from the past week in 10 minutes or less, so you get back to playing the game. Our first story, Backerkit has finally emerged from beta. Now, Backerkit is a platform for fulfillment for crowdfunding. Usually, if you had backed anything on Kickstarter in the tabletop RPG world, you've probably filled out a Backerkit. This is how to get your product, get extras, add-ons, etc. Backerkit had incredible success being the fulfillment provider for a lot of crowdfunding campaigns. But when Kickstarter announced that they are going to be moving towards blockchain technology, a lot of people went against that, and they weren't very excited about what Kickstarter was doing. This is kind of the height of the NFT craze. Backerkit announced that they would be providing crowdfunding alongside their fulfillment services. Now, since then, they've been in beta, which means they were only working with a select group of creators to launch Backerkit campaigns like Evil Hat and Gloomhaven, which have been incredibly successful. But now Backerkit is open to the public to allow other creators who are not in the beta to use it as a crowdfunding campaign. Now, Kickstarter has walked back their claim on blockchain technology and has kind of stepped back from crypto and AI, but the damage was still done, and a lot of folks are very excited to see Backerkit's success in the crowdfunding space. Now, this is important because we're seeing more people entering the crowdfunding space. We know that tabletop gaming is hugely successful in crowdfundings, so I wonder how Kickstarter is going to try to remain competitive. And our next story, Dimension20's next season has been announced, and it's starring Hank Green, and Brandley Mulligan will be running Kids on Bikes. This is huge news because Dimension20 primarily usually runs Dungeons & Dragons or some kind of hack thereof. Hunters Entertainment, the publisher of Kids on Bikes, is obviously going to get a ton of press out of this opportunity. And we're going to be seeing this game run, not how it's intended, but we're going to see a really fun hack of it, since the characters won't be playing as kids. The idea of the new season is very much like an Inside Out, as the characters will be playing inside something called Mentopolis, which is the city inside of a mind. The set looks absolutely brilliant. It's very beautiful. I can't wait to see what we get from the season. Brendan and this entire cast look fantastic. So we'll wait and see what happens. But riding off the success of Dungeons & Drag Queens, I'm sure it's going to be a hit. And for our last story, Dungeons & Dragons has announced a new box set for their Planescape release. Now, a lot of critics have come out against Dungeons & Dragons doing this again because they had done it with Spelljammer earlier this year to a very lackluster release. The Spelljammer release was thin on setting, thin on content, and it seemed to be overpriced. Now, previous setting guides like Eberron were over 320 pages. Eberron was considered one of the best 5th edition setting releases by Wizards of the Coast. Now, the Planescape release is said to be just under 250 pages. And this is split up between 3 books, with the setting guide only 96 pages long. And the shortest of the 3 is a bestiary, which is only 67 pages long. Some critics are saying, hey, hold off on any pre-sales to see if Wizards of the Coast is going to release a subpar product the same way they did with Spelljammer. Now, this is all coming out at the same time we've heard news that Wizards of the Coast is going to be releasing more books in 2024 than they ever have before. So many that they're having trouble getting everything printed with their current suppliers. Now, why is this important? There is a critical eye on Wizards of the Coast right now, with a lot of bad press they've received, missteps the company has taken. There is always a magnifying glass on anything they do, anything they release. And with more creators like MCDM, Critical Role, building their own systems and likely to be creating content for their own systems rather than D&D, we're going to have to see Wizards of the Coast step up their game to remain competitive. And those are our 3 biggest stories from the past week. If you enjoyed this and you want to support the show, head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/totalpartychill. And I have one bonus story for you here. DM's Guild, the major third-party site for digital Dungeons & Dragons products, has updated its policy to ban the sale of all products using standalone AI art. DM's Guild allows players to sell things like adventures, modules, tokens, etc. They have announced that content created with AI and human creation will be allowed on the platform, but with a tag to separate them from other human-made content. And those are the stories. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.